All right, I wanted to make sure that I did a solution to the practice test. And so just to begin, we have these free body diagrams that we want to draw. So we're going to have a drawing. This is the standard free body diagram for an object that lies motionless. We're going to have the force of gravity or the weight dragging the box down. Either label will work. And then pushing upwards, we have the normal force, which is the reason the box doesn't crash through the floor and go through the earth. Or it sounds really stupid, but that's actually a thing. A really good example of that was when we looked at the girl who was walking on the ice, and then the ice collapsed, and then she sank. She didn't seem too upset about it, though. Now here, we have a box sliding at constant speed without friction. Here's the interesting part about this free body diagram. We have a normal, we have the weight, and it turns out this velocity or this speed, that's not a force, and it doesn't go in the free body diagram. And so there's no other forces acting on this object. This is the one that confuses students. Study it very carefully and go into your notes for an explanation. Go into that study guide. We actually talked about this in the study guide. So I'll put a little star here just to indicate that it's a little bit trickier and you're going to need to study that more carefully. Now, when there's kinetic friction acting on the object, we still have the normal and we still have the weight. Notice I'll use the letter W. So this letter and this letter mean the same thing. And then we have a friction force acting opposite. So what we're saying is the object is moving. We're saying that the object is moving to the right. And again, friction forces act to the left against it. Now here, when we have an object sliding without friction, we're going to have, so we have this normal force, which is absolutely perpendicular to the surface. So I'll just put that here. And then we're going to have the weight force, Fg, that always points straight down. Next, we have static friction preventing sliding. So let's be clear. We're going to have the normal force here. I draw it there perpendicular to the surface, and then I'll move this over just so we have a good little drawing. Then we draw a little dot for the object, and we have the weight pointing straight down. Notice I'm using Fg and W interchangeably. I'll expect you to be able to do that on the exam too. Now for this last one, ignore the ceiling. Ignore this. I wondered about that too when I was in high school. We just have the box. So we're going to have the tension force pointing up and the weight force pointing down. And those are the first 6 problems in our practice exam. And I'll take a look at the next page in the next video.